On this week's episode of the pod, UFC BJJ, you guys are f***ing up.
Is having a woman for a professor a red flag?
The 2025 season of IBJJF has come to an end, and we've got some new world champions.
Stater bros, stater hoes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. It's episode 116 of the BJJ Balance podcast. My name is Kenny, and I'm here today with my brother. I'm going to go off on a rant on that in just a second. With my brother, Matthew Vega, Mr. Oast Nation himself. What is going on, my dude?
It's my brother, Kenny Wilson over there. Kenneth Wilson.
So the little rant on that is, I say brother a lot, and I say it to you a lot, and we talk a lot. My wife hears it all the time. She goes, it's a Hawaiian thing. You say it all the time. It's so annoying. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. It's also I've grown up in California my entire fucking life, and that's just a thing we say here.
Yeah.
Which she's grown up in California her whole life, and I don't know.
What do girls say?
Sis?
Oh, no. Not Temecula girls don't say sis, do they?
Oh, my wife said it for maybe like a week until I made fun of her. She's going to listen to
That's my sis?
No, I didn't. And I'm like, you fucking for sure did.
You sure did, Wendy. I don't even remember, but I remember because, I stick with my brothers.
There we go.
Whatever he says. Now, you could have brothers that are actual biological brothers. We shared the same room,
Which
aka
I don't have.
the vagine. We shared the same room. Or you could have brothers you meet. Like me and my brother Chris, bro. We never lived with each other, but we shared the same room before. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, the mental picture of that is so fucked. Or
you could have. Oh boy, 116 might be a good one, guys. Or you can find brothers you meet on the road like that, like just like through passing. And sometimes non-blood related brotherhoods are, you hear it a lot, especially in combat community or in sports for sure. Military, definitely. Guys you freaking protect each other's lives with. Police, law enforcement. I would assume even the bad gangs and stuff like that, you develop a brotherhood of like man camaraderie, which is almost could be blood thicker than actual blood relatives sometimes. Right. So yeah, man, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I would say that sometimes blood relatives, they almost get away with being not as good of a relationship because they can fall back on the we're blood thing, whereas your selective family is almost held to a higher standard because they had to earn their way to that.
It's not, I don't use it as like I would say I use bro when I say, thanks bro, good looking out bro. I think I use that as like more of like just casual. A verb, like a word.
Yeah.
Like dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I say brother or brother, that means like it's different for me.
Yeah.
I mean, like I actually, it's like more words of an affirmation, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel you.
That's what I go about.
We had some shit happen in jiu-jitsu this weekend, Matt. And sometimes somebody hit me up a couple weeks ago, like, "What do you guys always say? There's nothing going on in jiu-jitsu," and they gave me like this list of matches. Like, there's this match going on. Check this out, bro. I know that some people are obsessed with jiu-jitsu on that level, and you're probably also the guy that if you were into football, you'd know like what college your favorite quarterback went to, and like, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about jiu-jitsu that much, to be honest with you. I love jiu-jitsu, but not enough to fucking watch every single little.
And there's podcasts for that.
Right.
The guys will.
So if you think I'm going to be aware of what's going on the who's number one, random ass fight card this week or the fight to win or whatever, like unless one of my boys is in it, I really don't care.
We try to like lean on. I don't want to talk about guys that. We don't know, or the guys that you wouldn't know. Did you see Craig Warren last night hit that heel hook? Like people are like, who the fuck is? Now you're going to Jeeves. We're asking who's Craig Warren. You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not doing that here.
Look,
so
we've always kind of prided ourselves on not being that podcast. We are the podcast for the everyman and just the average guy, you know, and the average 40-year-old man, which I am, is not obsessed with watching jiu-jitsu matches on that level. Like, look, we're going to talk a little bit about Worlds today because we have some friends that were at Worlds today. And then there's somebody that I don't even know on a personal level that I'm going to talk about in Worlds today just because out of reverence, because I know that they've done a lot for the sport. So Matt has no idea what I'm talking about yet.
As a slightly above average 40-year-old,
right?
I want to talk about stuff that matters. If you're looking for bro science, this is the place. If you're looking for bullshit, this is the place. If you're looking for real science and stats, I have some, but they could be a little off. Right. You know, I don't know. I'm just chilling. We're just chilling over here.
That being said,
wrapping gifts, wiping asses. Fuck, dude.
The thing I want to dive into first today is UFC BJJ. And I've got a couple of things. The first thing, I was watching it and I'm like, I have to write this down as a note because it stood out to me. And I'm going to say it, and I'm hoping somebody else was watching what I was watching, and then they maybe comment in the comment section like, dude, I heard the same thing, and it kind of weirded me out too. The announcers kept hyping up the UFC PI in almost every single match. And it's almost like they're doing it. Actually, let me give an example first, and then I'll say what I mean. All three announcers were talking about how this one particular jiu-jitsu athlete had an injury recently, and thank God they live in Vegas, so they were able to go to the PI, and it was able to help them with recovery. That was on Tackett, Andrew Tackett. Then at another point, they were talking about, I can't remember who it was specifically in this one instance, but they were talking about how fortunate that this athlete was because they were able to go to the PI and they have access to a nutritionist and sports therapy doctors and all this stuff, right? Then on a third match, they were talking about how William Tackett specifically wants to move to Vegas, one, to be closer to his brother, and two, so that he can be closer to the UFC PI. They literally use that as a reason why William Tackett wants to move to Vegas, because of the PI.
What's the deal here with this PI?
And it's like, this is my little rant that I don't even say rant, but just the note that I took while I was listening to this over and over and over again. It said it's almost like they are hyping up the UFC PI in hopes that other grapplers that maybe they've reached out to that have maybe like not shown a ton of interest. It's like when you go to get a new job and they explain the bit, hey, we've got a 401k, we've got paid time off, we've got great healthcare. Like you've got a good benefits package.
It's college recruitment. It's what it is. It's like, hey, look at our facility.
And I feel
look at our locker room, world-class locker room. If you come to Notre Dame,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, for sure.
So it's just weird that this is not the time or the place to push that. You know what I mean? Like it was a weird. Who do you think's watching your broadcast? I think that's where my next rant on this comes in. UFC BJJ as a whole is promoted so poorly. And
yeah, well, Nate Legs, he posted. I didn't even know there was a card that night.
Right. I had heard about it. I guess it just didn't click that it was that night until I turned it on. I was like, oh shit, it is on. You know what I mean? Like I knew there was one coming up. I knew it was in the beginning of December. I knew that the Tackett brothers were in it. I knew Varela was in it. I knew Raquel Canuto was in it. So I was aware, but they do such a poor job of promoting. And I think it's because they don't really have that's hard to believe. My initial thought is it's maybe because they don't really have a plan, or they don't have like a path that they're trying to follow. But there's no way I believe the UFC is that willy-nilly about this. But I think the problem that they're running into, and this is just my opinion here, you're not even capturing, I'm speaking to Dana or whoever is involved in this, what's her name? Brazilian chick that's heading it up.
Oh,
I'm blanking right now.
She has a mole on the side of her face.
Yeah. You guys haven't even captured the core jiu-jitsu base audience yet. And your goal is to get casuals to watch as well. But how are you going to attract the casuals if you can't even get the guys that are really into this shit to tune in because you do such a poor job of promoting it? So this is like a two-part thing. One, I think if you want to get the casuals involved, you're going to have to, they're going to get involved when they start to see other people coming to it. When they, and I don't mean other casuals. I mean, when you start to pack the venue out, right? It's at the Apex. So how about you get some people in the Apex that matter to the jiu-jitsu community? Guess what? Nobody cares in the jiu-jitsu community about the random entry-level tier UFC fighters that you're probably paying or saying like, do us a favor and come to this event so that it looks like we're packed in there. When there's a ton of jiu-jitsu people that would drive up from San Diego, LA, Temecula, probably out from Vegas to watch this event. And they'll pay. I mean, bro, just make it cheap. Make it $25. They'll pay. They'll pay to get in and watch the fight, and they'll have a good time. Here's what you do when you do that. You now have people that really like jiu-jitsu that are going to be hype about it. So when something
they should have took
happens,
over like CJI, they should have done Worlds, Nogi Worlds this weekend.
Right.
They should have been hyping this bullshit up.
Yeah.
And put it in a bigger, put it in a bigger venue. We don't need to be at your little Apex or wherever the fuck you always do your shit at. Like that was COVID. It was cool then. Now you guys are just saving money. We know what you're doing. Putting in your own building. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, let people buy a ticket. Let people go. Let people get excited. Create some super fights. Have some old UFC guys on the card too that people love that just doing jiu-jitsu.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gilbert Burns, Damon Maya. There you go. That'd be cool to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something cool.
There's a lot that they could be doing that I think that they're not. One, stop doing it on Thursdays. Stop doing it on Thursdays. It's a dead day. You guys start the card at like 4 p.m. I'm at work still. Like I'm not tuning in on my drive home. That's illegal.
He's talking to me on the phone.
Right. So I can't do that shit. So make it later or put it on a Friday, dude. Put it on a fucking Friday. Guess what? They used to do fight night cards on Fridays. They don't do that anymore. Fight nights moved to Saturdays. Your Fridays are open. Put it on a fucking Friday.
Or Sundays. Sunday nights would be cool.
Which they were doing for the Fight Pass Invitationals.
Sunday night fights. Sunday night freaking grappling would be sick. I'd watch that.
So that's the first thing. You got to get it off of Thursday nights. It's a fucking bunk night. Stop doing that. Number 2. Fill your audience with people that actually give a shit about jiu-jitsu that are going to get excited about it. The fighters that happen to train some jiu-jitsu that are in the UFC, they're not having, and it isn't John Jones showing up to the fucking fight where everybody's going to recognize the person. It's fucking some guy that got signed to there's like 700 or 800 athletes on the fucking UFC roster. It's like dude number 652. And he has like one fight on an undercard that maybe 3 people have seen. Like, and that's no offense to you, guy. I know you're up and coming, and you're probably excited for the opportunity to do something because you're a company man and you want to you want to help the company out because you want the company to have some favor for you later on. By all means, I get what you're doing, but that's not going to capture your audience. You need to have some people there that really do give a shit, that aren't on their phone texting the whole time because they're not being paid to be there. They're there because they're excited to watch these fights. I've been to Eddie Bravo Invitationals like live. Everybody in the building is stoked. People, when something dope happens, the whole room pops. People are excited. You have an opportunity to do something, and you need that. You need the crowd pop because that's going to make the viewer at home be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And that's going to make them want to come in.
Casual people don't like jiu-jitsu. You could put it in a shoebox. You could put it in a bowl. You could put it in a damn fucking room full of spikes. People don't want to see 2 dudes grapple because they don't understand it.
Right.
Period. Doesn't matter what you do. We gotta know the fighters. Jiu-jitsu fighters are introverted. They don't know how to tell their own story.
Right.
There's only a couple guys who are intriguing that are cool. Andy Varela, he's the villain. He plays that card.
Varela is your Nate Diaz.
Yes, that is perfect.
Varela is your Nate Diaz. I'm telling
you
guys right now, he's a badass.
He's got cats and shit. He's like the evil boss and shit. Like he's like, you know what I mean? He's like the boss on Lionheart and shit. Like that. He knows how. He's like, he went to public school for sure. The other guys that are at the top, they're goody two shoes, but they try to be like Not goody two shoes. You should play like at least Mikey plays into the I'm a nerd. Like that's his gimmick. I mean, it's who he is, but he plays into it at least. So like jiu-jitsu guys don't know how to like create characters. So you almost, bro, like look, if I was starting, this would probably make a ton of money. And the jiu-jitsu community would be so mad at me. But if I started Host Nation Jiu-Jitsu League, whatever, I would rip from the WWE. I would give people gimmicks. I'd give people promo work. I'd give people characters. This is what you're going to do. This is who you're going to be. You're going to be the bad guy for a while. Then we're going to turn the story on you. You're going to be the good guy. And you guys are going to really, really roll. But at the end, you're going to lose to a heel hook. I'd fix the fights. I'd make them exciting. I would full on just WWE Jiu-Jitsu it. And I would never tell the people. No one would know because it'd be just like the 80s. People don't understand Jiu-Jitsu. And they're like, whoa, the flying triangle at the end. I knew everything was legit, but I knew the flying triangle was coming at the end at like 7 minutes. Yeah. I knew that was coming. Like, but the whole thing was real. But the flying triangle at the end is how you're going to lose. I would just, you know what I mean? And I would script it and I would bait it. And just like in the 80s, people thought wrestling was real. People thought wrestling wasn't real till 1992 and Hoist put that gi on in the cage. People thought WWE was real. And that's what made it. So people thought Hulk Hogan was the baddest man in the fucking world. And he would just like, no, like people were like, oh no, like, how are they not bleeding? Yeah, people thought, and people would buy into that in jiu-jitsu because they don't understand. The casual would. Right. You know what I mean? If you could pay the guys to be like, you're going to be a bad guy for a while, you're going to talk shit on his family, blah, blah, blah. You're going to make him feel a good guy. The music, people are going to hate you, but then we're going to get you your comeback story down the line and you're going to feel, well, we could just do it, dude. That's how you're going to make it popular.
I feel like you could do all that without fixing the fights. I like everything up to that point.
We got it. Yeah. But like great grapplers have boring fights. 2 great grapplers could be a real boring one, dude. They could do all the shit talk. You get so hyped up for it, and then it's nothing. It's like just like in MMA, we've seen it. And 2 great jiu-jitsu guys talk a lot of shit, and you're like, oh, dude, I can't wait to see these guys hit the ground. It becomes a stand-up fight, and you're like, dude, they won't even hit the ground.
Here's where I think that they, I like a lot of that. I think you lean on your guys that already have personalities because they're going to become your natural stars. Varela neon belling and flexing to the camera till the match ends is such a fuck you to his opponent. And I don't even know if it was like out of blatant disrespect for that guy as a whole or just kind of like, I want the world to see.
I am your alpha.
Exactly.
And shout out to Nick for that story. Shout out to my cousin Nick for that storyline idea. That was his idea. So shout out Nick. And he's probably in a big ass truck driving across country somewhere. Shout out to him for that. But I thought it was a great idea. Or like, so Varela flexes on that guy. You know what would have been cool? Like, okay, he's going to flex on you. And I want to set up the fight between Varela and one of his corner guys. That's a good jiu-jitsu guy. And that guy goes, hey, fuck you. And then it's boom. Then we separate it. And like, oh, we're set up for the next one after the fight. Like the post-fight call out. Right. That's why UFC did that. I respect your performance. GSP, like that shit set up that fucking Hughes fight. Right. Fucking when Ken Shamrock was over the cage after Tito Ortiz did the body bag thing and beat one of the guys in the lion den. Ken Shamrock was over the cage and was like, fuck you. That's like put UFC back on the map. That's when I started watching again back in like 2000. So like you need that kind of stuff. You need to like tell these guys like, hey, I need you guys to like fake fight or I need something. We need a writer. We need a writer. We need a writer.
Yeah.
Craig Jones writes. He writes skits with Gabby. He's not a writer, but he's writing out full on productive skits to build shit. Him and fucking Gable Stevenson before Gable pulled out with Camel Toe. They fucking had a whole thing where they were writing and meeting up and like, you know what I mean? It was like they were like almost like building it. You know what I mean? Right. You need that. I agree. That's all I'm saying. We can't just be like, this guy's good at jiu-jitsu and he's pretty cool. Check his Instagram out. This guy's pretty cool at jiu-jitsu. No one really knows who he is. Here they go. Like,
right. Here's what you got to do, UFC. You got to capture your core jiu-jitsu audience. The guys that are already doing jiu-jitsu, the guys that are already watching your competitors. You got to capture them. How are you going to do that? 1, production quality. You're there. You're the fucking UFC. So we don't need to worry about that. That box is checked. 2, timeline. Stop doing it on Thursdays, Fridays, or Sundays. Pick one. Anything is better than Thursday. If it was
every Thursday, it would be fine.
Right.
But if you're like PJ, every Wednesday night until for the season, we get here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I know. Oh, every Wednesday night I can see some shit. Right. But if it's like some random Thursday that I forgot about.
Agree. And that's the thing. And that's the thing about regular UFC is that you know that they're always on Saturdays. And all you got to do is like, is there fights this weekend? And Google it. And you're like, okay, It's a fight night card. Or, oh shit, there's a big card. I know it's every Saturday. That's all I got to Google is there one this weekend?
Yep.
You got to have something like that. So look, Friday night or Sunday night, pick one, but not Thursdays anymore. 2, you got to get the audience to be hype. How do you get the audience to be hype? You have people that actually want to be there. How do you do that? I don't know if you start inviting local schools. I don't know if you start sending out stuff like, hey, Checkmat. Hey, 10th Planet. Like reaching out to Eddie Bravo directly. We want.
So one of your guys is fighting. Here's free tickets.
Right.
Let's fucking here's your guy on.
Here's 30 free tickets. No, this place holds 300. You do that to 10 different large organizations, and they send people. They're hitting up their coaches in Vegas first. Hey, you got any guys that want to go to this? Like that really deserve it. They're going to be hype about it. I don't want people just sitting around like we got to make this look good. Boom. Then you offer to the next. Okay, now you offer to your like. Your Riverside guys or your whatever, your 10 Planet San Diego guys, because they're going to show up because they're ride or die. They'll fucking drive 5 hours to see a fight. Fuck yeah. You hit up Leo Vieira.
Yeah, there's more energy on the barriers at Worlds.
Right.
When someone wins Worlds than there is at these UFC events.
So step 1, change the night. Step 2, fill the crowd with the appropriate people that should be there that are actually going to react when something cool happens. So now you've got an energetic broadcast. Step 3, start promoting properly. And what I mean by that is whether it's social media promotion, push the shit out of it on the algorithm for, anybody that relates to jiu-jitsu and MMA. Step 5.
Step 4.
You've got step 4. You've got 4 UFC BJJ events that have happened now. Cut your highlight. You've got enough highlight footage from all these. And sadly, a lot of it's from the same like 4 guys. But cut the highlights anyway, right? Broadcast that during your next like top tier card fight. Wherever Islam Makhachev's going to be, if there's a John Jones fight coming up, the fucking UFC that's going to be at the White House, whatever major cards coming up, the next 2 or 3 of them, you've got to drop this promo in the middle of it, in the building and on the broadcast. You have to show people that this is fucking dope and tune in on Friday nights to UFC BJJ. You have to show that. That is where you're going to get your casual audience. And then when your casual audience tunes in and they see that you've taken steps 1 through 3 already and done those, it's on a Friday or a Sunday night. You've got the right people in the crowd that are actually going to react properly. Then you'll gain the casual fans because they're like, oh shit, this is exciting. Oh, they did pop off. They'll learn, jiu-jitsu through osmosis enough to understand what's going on if the crowd starts popping off when certain things happen. And the last thing you got to do is, well, I wouldn't say this isn't step 5 in order, but this step has to happen amongst steps 1 through 3. You have to do what Matt said, not fix your fights. Don't do that. Definitely please don't do that. But you have to take your guys that already have your personalities like Varela, and you have to push them to be even bigger stars. Varela is naturally taking that star power on his own. Lean into it. Give the guy extra promo. Give the guy extra mic time. Fucking put him all over your social media. He's an attractive looking dude. He likes to grapple with his shirt off. Let's do that too.
Gay.
They allow an ADCC. Take the rash guard off. I know that Hayabusa is paying you guys to for their branding to be in it. They get to be on the shorts. Dope. But the rash guard should be optional. It's either rash guard or no rash guard if you're a dude. I'm sorry, ladies. It's just how it is. but let your people show their personality in that regard. And then the other guys that are great, your Andrew Tackett's, your William Tackett's, that are phenomenal athletes and that have a good look. Yeah, get them some coaching on how to, like, not how to do jiu-jitsu, but just hype them up a little bit. Just say, hey,
give him an O's Nation and be like, this is my boy. You think you got what it takes? Nobody can beat Tackett pound for pound. Nobody has the guts to step on the freaking bull to face this man. He is the best of the best. If you want it, where's the rest? Andrew Tackett, tomorrow night. You got nothing, Varela. Whatever, bro. Figure it out.
Is that what the WWE did back in the day?
If the guys can't talk and the guys are introverted, they put a fucking guy with a stick and he hypes him up and he's like, this is my guy. You ain't got nothing. And he just stands there like, yeah. And he stands in the background like, I am him. I am him. I am him. That's what he needs. You need a hype guy.
Jimmy Hart.
Yeah. Paul Bear. Undertaker didn't talk.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, fuck it. You know, like the dead man. Like, that's it. That you've hyped them. Yep.
You should be Jimmy Hart for next Halloween. I think it'd be hilarious.
With the fucking megaphone. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Fucking running around. Bro, big ass fucking Jimmy Hart is what I'd be. So, thinking about growing the mullet out again, though.
Dude, this is perfect.
Yeah.
But that's my rant on UFC BJJ. There's so much potential there, but they really do need to.
We're just scared because we don't want to lose it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, guys.
What you need to do is you need to fucking hire Matt and I to come in there and basically walk your whole production team through. Like, look, I'm not saying that we're God's answer to fucking production, but we do know what the people are going to like. And I'm telling you right now, you are sitting on a gold mine if you do this the right way. And the jiu-jitsu community wants it more than anything, but you just have to do it the right way. And you got to get the right people involved. So, hello, right people.
Yeah, I would set up where one of these grapplers, I'm just going to use names out here. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. I would just say, oh, this is good. This is a good storyline. Okay. You have one of the Tackett brothers date Mir's daughter. This is not real. Okay. You have the other Tackett brother date Jocko's daughter. You have the Tackett kid boys go at it. I would never fight my brother. I would never. You build that angle. This is WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart, Owen Hart. I would never. That's my brother. Something happens. They end up having to fight. They fight. One wins. One of the girls runs on the stage. Just like an Oshigari. One of the Tackett just flips one of them. The other girl comes out. Boom. They set up that fight. You touched my man. And then you got yourself something. You got yourself something here. Okay. We just built it. They're not even really dating. I don't even know if the Tacketts have even had a girlfriend yet. But we're going to set this up. You gotta cook the books, dude. To make jiu-jitsu great, you gotta like fake the common man out.
Yeah, you gotta get something like that. You gotta get something like that. And then you know what else? Something that wrestling did great, and I hate to admit this because I'm not a pro wrestling guy, but when they started to have these factions, when you had the NWO, when you had these teams, you know, what I mean, it wasn't just a tag team setup, but these like teams of like dudes that fought on their own, but they would like group up together. Your Nation of Domination, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got something because people like teams; they like to feel a part of something. So now you've got something that the crowd can be like, "Oh, that's what I resonate with right there," you know. And now it's going to be tough because all these guys train all, you know, realistically they train different places, and jiu-jitsu is so like. The closer you get to the Brazilian jiu-jitsu aspect of it, they're very like your team is your team. You never break away from it kind of a thing. So creating the secondary team can be a little weird for that.
Mm.
But saying, I mean, look, dude, do a level black team. I know it's a brand, but
after party, they just feel like they're the NWA of jiu-jitsu.
There's a reason you see...
Doesn't it feel like that?
Yes. You see the Tackett brothers and you see Varela. One's 10th Planet. The other two are Checkmat. And guess what? They're fucking hanging out together, training together.
Here's a storyline, Kenny. Now, you're going to have to pay these guys because these guys don't know how wrestling works. But you're going to have to pay Jocko and you're going to have to pay Frank Mir some pretty good cash. Frank Mir is pretty beat up from his career, right? But he's going to have to be the villain here. And we're going to just cut backstage. Well, something's going on backstage. What's going on backstage? And all of a sudden, you got Frank Mir put Jocko, just standing over Jocko. Didn't even have to show it. Jocko's asleep. Like he got choked out. Just Frank Mir getting off his back. Jocko's just laying there unconscious. And then you're like, then all of a sudden Willing's daughter runs up to her dad, like pushes Mir off, like, get off my dad. And then the other daughter's like, what are you talking about? And then now we set up the fight, dude. Now we set up the fight. Like they're avenging their fathers.
Right. The fight is realistically already set up.
Right.
It might have happened last week.
No, I don't know if that happened this weekend or not, but that would have been cool. I would want to watch that. I'm like, oh, these chicks don't like each other because their dads got into it backstage.
Right. Oh. People will tune in more, not because they're already trying to do that by saying like, but the reality is like people aren't invested in that storyline. You have to like take the real storyline that you already have and just turn it up to 11.
Put some gas on that bitch.
Yeah, you guys are. It's like you guys are close to everything, but you gotta lean into things a little.
Morella's like, this motherfucker kicked my cat or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fire it up, dude.
Come on, UFC. You're fucking so close to making this happen, and we fucking want it so much.
Let us be the fucking tabloids for your fucking company, dude. What we got?
Hold on one second.
Buchecha fights tonight. Could be. I wouldn't say it's a must win because Buchecha's in the heavyweight division, and when you're in heavyweight division, there's a lot more leeway for your career in the UFC. Because I would say that heavyweight division is probably the least talented, stacked division name wise. I'm not going to say skill wise, but name wise. So I think Buchecha does have more fights in him in UFC, but I'm not saying it's a must win, but he should get a win, and he should try. It would be good for him to get a win here tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. Waiting at 251. I've been lighter than Buchecha. Jesus. Crazy, dude. He still looks better than me though. Jacked out of his fucking mind.
That was my Nogi Worlds happened this weekend. A lot of cool shit. We had some teammates go out there and do some great performances. Before we dive into our guys first, I just wanted to say, because I just thought this was cool when I saw it, and Boogie competed at black belt level and he won Nogi Worlds, and it's his retirement from jiu-jitsu. So congratulations, Boogie, for becoming a world champion. You have done a ton for the sport of jiu-jitsu, a ton for Nogi grappling in general. You and your brother were like one of the first guards of like Nogi, generals for Eddie, being pushed out there. And you guys have contributed a lot to the sport, and particularly jiu-jitsu in San Diego. And everybody in like local San Diego jiu-jitsu loves you guys. That being said, I also love that you're going out on a high note. There's nothing more than people, I don't want to say hate from like despise, but like hate to see it, is when your heroes don't know when to hang it up and you just start seeing them lose, and then you're just like, fuck, you were so great at one point in time, and then like it's just sad to see him go out. You know what I mean? So you didn't do that. You went out on your own. You went out on a high note. I think it's good. I think you deserve the recognition. I have no personal relationship with Boogie. I've met the guy a handful of times at like jiu-jitsu events, like in passing and whatnot. He's always been super nice and super accommodating, but I wouldn't say it would be wrong of me to ignore the fact that he was one of the first people when I got into jiu-jitsu back in 2017, where I was like, oh, this guy's dope. You know what I mean? Like their style, their personalities,
he would have been perfect. He would have been perfect for UFC BJJ.
I agree.
He's got a character. He's got a name. He's got a look.
Yeah.
He's not a cookie cutter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cookie cutter, just grappler. He's got something.
You know who I think would be good too?
10th Planet guys have that more than any other grappler.
They do. I agree.
They're unique, and they have their own look, and they have their own style, and they have their own swag about them. 10th Planet, the one thing 10th Planet does better than anybody else is their guys are unique and have a look, and they're just, they're not such a cookie cutter jiu-jitsu. Sometimes regular jiu-jitsu schools, you get the cookie cutter grappler. And then there's some schools who don't even let their guys express themselves.
Right.
So,
yeah. I think somebody whose personality I've seen turn up a lot in the last few months because of the Moneyberg drama is Keith Krikorian. He's really been going hard at Moneyberg, and he's really shown like a humor side of his personality and like a shit talking side and whatnot. He's become a pretty relatable guy. I think that he would be, I know that he was in the road to the title, you know, their first, if they didn't sign him, that's a failure on their part, because he's very good, and he's got a personality, and that's what they need more than anything, is they need personalities in the sport. So, you know, there's a reason why, you know, something I wanted to mention too earlier, when you were going in, you were leaning into the wrestling thing. Whose UFC career did that fix? Whose UFC career did that completely revive? To the point where they got a whole secondary run where they were literally on the chopping block. Covington.
Oh, yeah.
He turned heel. He
Cringy heel, too. The worst kind of heel.
Yeah.
Ugh,
and
no one likes Kobe.
And he got a whole second run. He was literally on the chopping block of the UFC roster. He made a character up and turned heel, and he literally got another like run at the title. Made it all the way to the top. It just couldn't make it happen at the end. But like, had great fights, had wins, was making money. That right there proves that people will buy into it. And it's one of those things, you love them or you hate them, but they're in your mouth. They're in your thoughts. So that's what the UFC needs. So enough beating a dead horse on UFC BJJ. Back to Worlds. Congratulations to Boogie. Shout out to you. You're an absolute fucking legend. And I love seeing you be a world champion. Now over to our side, we had some guys compete this weekend, both Checkmate Marietta and Dedicated. We've got world champions at both camps. I'm going to say, because I already posted it yesterday, but huge shout out to Chad, Rybar, the Zombie, Masters 4, Purple Belt, Super Heavy, World Champion, Nogi. Dominant run from my understanding. Just absolutely just dominated every single match. A guy I train with often. Good on you, dude. You absolutely deserve it. You worked your ass off. There's a lot of sacrifice in his life to make that happen. So good on you, Chad, and congratulations.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what you do it for, right? You did all that hard work for that payoff right there. So bottle it up and never forget it, because that was a good run, brother. Congrats.
You had
one of my long-term teammates, Mike Bravo, won brown belt world title last night, got his black belt on the podium. Nothing better. There is nothing better. Now, I never experienced this. There's nothing better than winning worlds, going up to the podium. The dime puts the gold medal around your neck. And then all of a sudden, your coach comes up, pulls the freaking black belt out from his freaking hoodie, wraps it around. Dude, to say that won't be your best athletic moment of your life is like that is like the dream, bro. So happy for Mike. Works hard, trains, competes all over the world, really puts it in, like puts in the work. Motivated me watching him in his run. His strategic grappling with the point system. And I know a lot of point. He played the rules to a T. He worked the corners. He got up on points. The guy was trying to get a takedown. He didn't allow a takedown. He counter wrestled beautifully. He was able to win the tough matches by using the rule set provided by the organization. So, hey, beautiful run, beautiful strategy. Couldn't be happier for a good dude, good husband, good father. Congrats, Mike. Black belt, well earned. Welcome to the Brotherhood, Brett, my man.
That's dope. Anybody else?
A lot of people competed.
Did
I
Naeem
don't know if
compete?
anybody else won. Huh?
Did Naeem compete?
Naeem goes today.
Got it.
4:30.
Okay.
JB went. JB. That guy was tall. You went. You pulled half. Okay.
I was like,
hey, you pulled half. You came up. You had the single.
wrestled up.
Got Uchi down, and it looks like he hit you with the Choi bar. It looks like a Choi bar. I couldn't really see from the angle, but hey, bro, you were winning the whole time until you weren't. So hey, man, it happens.
Yeah.
Did you see that skit with Conan O'Brien? And or you sent it to me, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I sent that to just a couple of people, and somebody, one of my friends responded, "Being a dude is dope," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, it is!" Like that whole interaction between them is hilarious. There's a video that I sent to Matt, and it was Will Arnett talking to Conan Bryan on like a podcast, and they're talking about Jason Bateman. This is during the filming of that show, Arrested Development, because Will Arnett and Jason Bateman were in it, and Conan's dad died, like passed away. And like 2 days later, there's like a group chat with the three of them. Will Arnett's like, Jason Bateman killed your dad. And Conan just leaned into it. And he was just like, yeah, he murdered him in cold blood, blah, blah, blah. And then like 2 days later after that, Conan's mom dies. And Will Arnett hits Conan up and it's just like, hey, Jason's looking for your sister's address, by the way. Like he's just taking the whole family out.
And Conan leans into it and goes, yeah, apartment 12C, so-and-so street.
Yeah. And it's like,
that's good.
Like, I mean, God forbid, you know, Matt's mom passed away, my mom passes away, anything like that. It will be hard times, but like to have that kind of like a bond where like,
you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to make you smile when you're not smiling.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's trying to like ease. So that's a good friend.
Yeah.
Guys can do that.
Yeah.
Girls can do that. I don't think sisses can do that. Bros can.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a chuckle out of that. And I'm like, I'm going to send this to my people that I know have that.
Kenny, Bang Bros or Bang?
Yeah.
Bang Bros or Bang Bus, dude?
Which one do you think your stepdad was a fan of? You're like, oh, fuck, man. I don't know.
Bang Bros or Bang Bus? I know what you're talking about.
He's more of a Brazzers guy, in my opinion.
Yeah. High quality. High quality. Good cameras. They got cameras that Kenny's using. Some high quality. High quality.
We got some questions, Matt.
All right.
This one's from Evolve with JoJo. Shout out. What is it? Mission Jiu-Jitsu. Check Matt. Riverside, California. Honest thoughts when you walk into a gym ran by a female black belt or male?
There's two. I have two answers. Now, honest thoughts. As a black belt, I feel like I could learn from a woman, because women are so technical. High level women are so technical. So they have to be. You could definitely learn something from a woman.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't know jiu-jitsu walking in, I would probably be turned off by a woman professor, just because I don't know better. And because I would say, I don't want to learn from a chick.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I mean, and I maybe look at, that's just, you want an honest answer. That's the honest answer. I think that would be an experience. I think Gabby Garcia's resume for her jiu-jitsu school, if she was a male, she'd have so many more students. I'm not saying she doesn't have a successful school if she was a man.
Right.
It's just a male dominated sport at this moment. I think it's starting to become more, a ton of women are doing it. I think that's beautiful, but I think it's good to have, like a husband wife run team and the husband's a male. It's good to have that man to like, oh yeah, I go to this school, these are the teachers, not just like, oh, she runs the whole thing. I don't know if that would do well. That's just my honest thoughts. What do you think?
I've never had a female instructor, so it's hard for me to.
I know a couple.
Right.
JoJo, obviously, but Brian and Randy also teach with her. Jessica in Fallbrook, check them out, Fallbrook. She runs that. Her school's doing pretty good. So I could be speaking wrong on this, but I'm just going off of like if I'm looking for a school, and I go to the info and I see the professors and I see that it's a girl, subconsciously I probably would want a man. Damn it, Kenny, you got me sick, dude.
I think there's some things that you can lean on. If I'm living in, I don't know, the middle of Texas, you know what I mean? And there's like 2 jiu-jitsu schools and it's like one's run by a woman, one's run by a man. I think subconsciously, I'd probably lean towards the male one. But then if I look at it, I guess that's where lineage comes in. If I take a step back and I'm like, okay,
right,
checkmate lineage or Joe's jiu-jitsu lineage, then even if the checkmate lineage is woman, maybe I lean more towards that because at least I know it's world-class jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like it's a recognizable.
You go train with JoJo, you're training with a multiple-time world champion.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Multiple-time world champion, gi and no gi. Someone who is so technical. I've known her since she was a white belt. She's so technical. One of the hardest workers in the gym. One of the best kids coaches you'll ever see. The GO level kids coach. Like good woman's program she's building. Like she lives for jiu-jitsu. So as a higher belt, I'd be like, you can't, like, that's everything I want. I would have if JoJo was my children's instructor, I have no problem if she was coaching my kids. That's who I want coaching my children.
Right.
And if you want that for your children, why wouldn't you want that for yourself?
Agreed.
Why? Because you think you can beat her? I bet you can't. You know? Might not be. She might not be able to sub you. I bet you ain't going to sub her.
Right.
And just think of that. You're a man. You're over 200 and something pounds. You're strong. You can bench. You work construction. And a 130-pound lady, you can't sub her. Think of that. And tell me you don't want that. Learn from that. That's technical. That's technique. That's something I would want to learn from. As a higher belt, with my ego already been absolutely leg dropped and killed many years ago, I look at the sport differently than, but if when I was green, I'd probably, or for someone who doesn't train, or so like a blue belt who's just looking like,
it could be ego thing too. Not just I don't want to learn from a woman, but I'm afraid to get beat up by a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Look, you walk into, I'm just going
to
I
don't think so though. Honestly, I don't think so because I think they're like, I'll beat her. Like she ain't gonna beat me until it happens. You're like, oh fuck.
Right. But, but I'm saying you walk into JoJo's gym and you see her as an instructor, right? And I'm a white belt fresh off the streets. I'm 220 pounds, 6 foot tall, right? And I roll with her, and in my head I'm thinking, I'm gonna fuck this lady up, and she just manhandles me, right?
Or you can't fuck her up.
That's gonna bruise my ankle, right? That's gonna bruise my. If I go into Poncho school and I see head instructor there, and he's like, what, 6'1", 6'2", 230-ish, you know, again, multiple time world champion, etc. And I lose to him, it's like, well, of course I'm going to lose to him. You know what I mean? Like this guy's massive.
Your house money,
yeah. So it's like that. My ego won't be nearly as bruised losing a match to Poncho versus losing him now. And me as a seasoned blue belt, a Mrs. Dash on the color, if you will. If I rolled with JoJo and she beat me, I wouldn't feel any type of way about it. I'd be like, of course she beat me. She's a great black belt. You know what I mean? Like I would expect that I'm going to have trouble, you know? So by all means, like I get that, you know what I mean? I guess that's just because that's the experience. And again, maybe what Matt said, like the ego is gone. Like I understand that there's levels to this and that there's many, many, many levels above where I'm at and above where I'll ever be. So,
you definitely learn from high level ladies.
Yeah. So
High level ladies got a lot to show. They've got just as much mat time. They've learned just as much. They've learned under the same branch of high level professors.
Right.
Yeah. That's a horrible way of thinking as a man with testosterone who doesn't an alpha guy that no low level, but I know that's how most low level guys think. And that's how I would have thought. Right now, I would not think that. Right now, wouldn't think twice if I looked up JoJo and they're like, hey, I'm going to go learn. Who is it? I look her up like, oh yeah, go learn, dude. She'll teach you some shit.
I've mentioned this story in the past. My very first night of gi ever. Mind you, I'd been training no gi for about a year at that point. My first night of gi ever. I rolled with JoJo and she did spider guard and she didn't sweep me. She threw me over her head. Like I leaned too far forward and I just went up and over. I weigh almost 100 pounds more than that lady. And I was just like, well, that's jiu-jitsu, I guess. You know what I mean? Like
that's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things like I didn't expect that was going to happen, but I couldn't stop it. I remember starting to go over and I'm like, oh fuck, how do I stop? Can I like sit into this? And like, nope, it's gone.
Mission Jiu-Jitsu, guys, Riverside, California. You got to check them out. They got Randy, Brian, and JoJo got a good thing going on over there. So check them out.
They have 3.
I'm going to come visit soon. I'm going to teach a gi class over there, help you guys out or try.
The fact that they have 3 black belt head instructors is, you know what I mean? Like most schools have 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got 3 different high level black belt jiu-jitsu instructors to give you 3 different looks at every single thing that you learn. So it's such a key thing. You know what I mean? Like your ability to advance faster is there.
Oh, and I know. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to, but I know. I was talking to the boss, we call him, and he was giving me some names, and he's like, "What do you think about this guy? What do you think about that guy? What do you think about this guy? We got a black belt ceremony coming up next week." And I gave answers to all the names of what I think. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys.
Reckless 10P in your guys' opinion.
Actually, there's one above that, Jerry, Kenny. There's one above that from Mark. Like scroll up, long one.
There, I don't have another one, brother.
Hold on.
I have one from Mark, but it's down further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
In your guys' opinion, what's worse, Bonnie blue belts or Rizzler purple belts?
Bonnie blues are.
They're both the same pieces of shit.
Bonnie blues don't really like you guys.
Look, if you're a man and you're ruining marriages, you're a piece of shit. If you're a woman and you're ruining marriages, you're a piece of shit. Either way, you're a piece of shit.
I don't fall for I don't fall like. I don't believe a man can be raped. I'll say that right now.
Okay.
Standing on business. Okay. You got to get hard. You know what I'm saying? A man can't. That's not true. I mean, you could get penetrated as a man. Right. Okay. Yes, Kenny. I'm talking about from a female, like cheating. Like a guy has to cheat. Dude.
Yeah. No,
I don't care how, like, you know what I mean? Like I gotta, I don't think so. Like if a girl in your gym is liking you and she's like, she's just doing jiu-jitsu to create content and like she's trying to build her brand and she's got that blondie blue, but she's a really easy on the eyes. You know what I mean? Like that's a Bonnie blue. You could just say no and be like, hey, cool. Keep it moving. Like it. Hit her with one of these. Cool, dude. Keep it moving. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. If she rolls into your DMs and says thanks for the roll,
the purple belt pimps is the husband's fault.
Don't hit it with the red heart. Hit it with the thumbs up.
Same thing. I red heart everything. Okay.
No, you don't. We even changed that recently.
I salute and red heart everything.
My salute is my default now. My double tap.
I would say that the purple belt pimps, they're not at fault either. That's the husband's fault. You lose your wife to a purple belt, you did something wrong a long time ago. Because she did love you, and now she don't. And now some dude who doesn't have a lot of money stole your chick. That sucks.
Some broke ass motherfucker stole your girl.
You're just out there working, doing your thing, have your kids. You think everything's all nice. You just think like you're just downshifting on the back half of your marriage. No, dude, she's fucking, this guy's still getting after it. He's fucking
right.
Her receptors are going off because she's seeing what he's doing in the gym. She likes his swag. She likes his style. He makes her laugh. Where are you? Oh, I'm too tired, honey. Go ahead. I'll stay with the kids.
Hey,
you go ahead and go to jiu-jitsu. That's dumb. We have fucking dumb.
The top tier level of that. Tom Brady chose football over his wife. His wife chose a black belt over him.
Real dumb.
Yeah.
Real dumb. You're just because she says I do and she walked down the aisle and you freaking left it in and she had a couple kids, that don't mean she's locked in. My wife ain't locked in. I got to keep dating her. I got to keep showing her like, hey, I am him. And then, okay, that's just what you got to do. You can't stop. It's not the purple belt's fault or it's not the Bonnie blue belt's fault. No one's worse. You're bad for accepting them into your lives.
Yeah, they're still piece of shit though if they're going after fucking married people.
Dogs got to eat, Kenny. Dogs got to eat, dude.
Beard rolls. My wife started liking Oast Nation BJJ's post. Should I show up and fight him? Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, Mrs. Beard Rolls. How you doing? Look. You fancy yourself a funny guy. Look, if I had $1 for every time a wife liked my posts, I'd have about $7. No, hey man, I don't want to fight nobody, man. Thank you for liking my stuff. Appreciate it. He's funny, dude. That guy's hilarious. Yeah, bro, come train. Let's go. Let's get weird. And hey, if you brought the wife, you're high level. We could just get after it, or I make you look good. Whatever, man. We'll feel it. I'll feel it I'm like, oh, I have to take this one serious. Or I'd be like, all right, I'll fucking let you win, dude. Let's fucking send you out and beat up the Oast Nation guy. It's all good.
Mark,
don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife about it. Don't tell my wife about it.
She'll never let you live it down. Mark Leg Action, how many toddlers do you think you can take into a fight?
All of them, bro.
I was going to say 100, but all of them, it might as well be all of them. Toddlers, bro?
They can't walk.
Toddlers, bro? Bro, even if they can walk, you fucking they don't have great balance. They can walk. They don't have great. You push one, you're taking out 10. Bro, I could roundhouse the air. And if there were toddlers in the room, 10 of them dead instantly.
Sorry, UPS guy came. Hey, man, quit showing up at my house. Work. Sorry, guys. UPS guy showed up, dude. Yeah, all the toddlers, all of them, every fucking one of them. You see what I did to Jamal with the belt?
Yeah.
8 toddlers in a row. Just freaking wiping them out with my belt.
Yeah. And then it's just hands on the face crying. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to want none of this, dude. They don't want none of these kids. Come on, man.
These toddlers don't want this shit.
All those. I'll pull guard. Still fucking this Superman them all. Fucking throw them.
Nate Mooskey's Greaser son or OnlyFans daughter. I said this to my wife in the car last night, and she fucking did the best rant ever. And I pulled my phone out, switched it to video, and I hit record, but I didn't hit record. And she was ranting, and I was thinking I was getting it all on video, and I looked down to hit stop, and it didn't start. I was so
hate
bummed.
That shit.
I was so bummed.
I hate that. You know how many great rounds you guys have not seen of me because that's happened.
Dude, I was egging it on. I was just like slightly disagreeing, so she would keep going. I was like stoking the flames. It was great. It was great.
That would have been good audio.
Look, nobody wants a greaser son. They're fucking dorks. And people that are greasers, it's 2025. We're gonna put some context to this. And greasers were popular in the fucking 50s. If it's 2025 and you are an adult and you're walking around like a greaser, you're a fucking dork. You're a dork. And I don't care if you've got muscles and you fucking wrench on cars and blah, blah, blah. You're a dork. I've met a ton of greasers. I've been to all kinds of like rockabilly. I like rockabilly music. I've been to rockabilly shows. I've been to rockabilly car shows specifically. I've been to Viva in Vegas. I've done all that. I was never a rockabilly dude. Rockabilly guys are fucking dorks. It's a costume. You were cosplay. It was cosplay before cosplay was cosplay. You were cosplaying somebody that was alive 75 years ago, and it's not cool. There's nothing cool about it. You are such a fucking dork. If you collect 50s memorabilia in your house and you're trying to design your house so it looks like something that existed 75 years ago, you're a fucking dork, and nobody wants that. But you know what? Nobody wants more than that. A fucking daughter that does OnlyFans. As a man, as a father with daughters, I would literally do anything in my power to keep my kids off of OnlyFans and off of the pole. Like, I don't care what.
Or don't let your kids work at Stater Brothers. Hey, you cannot let your daughter work at Stater Brothers. You got to promise me. Okay. I have some good friends that work at Stater Brothers that did make it out okay. But when I worked at Stater Brothers, him in California, State and Stetson Staters, that's one of my first jobs.
When my stepdad worked there, I was a butcher.
Bro, I was
in Hemet.
Bro, yeah, I was there for about 3 months. Broke my hand in a fight at the gym, got fired. But in that 3 months, bro, your boy was cleaning house. I was knocking him down, bro. Box girls, checker lady. It was good times. I don't know what's at the Stater Brothers. Maybe it was just my set. But then I come to find out I went to a party. It was a Stater Brothers party. And there was multiple Stater Brothers people there from other stores. And they were playing Guys, don't let your daughters work at Stater Brothers. Let your son in the heartland, right in your backyard. Let your sons work there. Not your daughters. So no stripping, no OnlyFans, no Stater Brothers. And you're going to have yourself a beautiful model citizen. And hopefully she marries one of the freaking Anaheim Angels and you make $1 million.
You never really hear about baseball player scandals. That's a good, or hockey. Yeah. Hockey players tend to be good guys. You never hear about hockey players beating their wives up. No.
CTE has a lot to do with it.
You don't think there's CT in hockey, brother?
There is. I don't know.
They get hit going faster.
A lot of Russians, though. A lot of Canadians, though. You know what I mean? They're kind of like
built different.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they like Latinas as much. I mean? I'll tell you this. My white grandmother never threw a slipper at me. I'll tell you that right now. My Mexican grandma pissed. Yeah.
Next question. This is from Jedi Lara. This guy trains with me at Dedicated. He said, would you rather have a finger for a dick or dicks for fingers?
Well, my fingers are pretty fucked.
Matt's fingers aren't long, but they're wide.
That's ribbed for her.
He's got lasso.
I'm just successful with my fingers as I am with my dick.
I'd rather have a finger for a dick because at least I can put it away. If I had dicks on my hands, that'd be fucking terrible, bro. Can you imagine trying to you're eating hot Cheetos and then you're just like, and then all of a sudden your thumb's hard?
Oh, bro, I didn't even think about the hard. I didn't even think about the hard and licking your fingers with Cheeto dust. That's disgusting, Kenny. You're blowing yourself. Yeah. Would your fingers ejaculate like Spider-Man? Yeah.
Yeah, yo, finger dick 100%. There's no.
Holy shit, dude. That'd be like a different kind of Spider-Man. Like Aunt May would come in your room and be like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Oh, dude. Yeah, no. I don't want. And now then we're back 4 episodes where you have the 10 dicks because they're all on your hands.
With great power comes great responsibility.
God, dude, I'm just fucking finger guns this sucks now. That's just a whole different. That's a whole different. So yeah, just put a fucking.
There's no hiding it. At least right now, if you were to get hard, you could you're sitting at a table, nobody knows. You know what I mean? Bro, if you're sitting at like a bar and you're like, you've got a drink in your hand and then all of a sudden like something makes you aroused and all of a sudden you drop your drink and you just have 5 erections on your hand, you're fucked.
You just look scared, like, huh. You're just, yeah, like someone's fucking, like someone's gonna hit you in a car, the bus. You're just like, fuck, I can't move him. You can't make a fist. You want to fight somebody? You're like, what's up? You can't fight over.
Everything is a dick slap.
Give this guy some oven mittens. Fuck. You know, you just been walking around with oven mittens all the time. Now, if your dick, now you could scratch people with your dick, though. Think about that.
I don't know, man. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I'm done with this fucking question. Last question, Matt. This is from Andrew Seaver. What's up with bros rolling in saying that they trained a couple of months and it's really been years?
They're trying to fucking get a one up, man. They're trying to like, well, they want you're really good. No,
yeah.
That's all they want. They want like, dang, man, you never trained before? Nah, man. They want to like start over, like want to start fresh. It's the same thing as guys like, I haven't trained in like 7 years. I'm a blue belt. Should I start as a white belt again? No, because like in 3 weeks, you're going to start, your muscle memory will come back. So
right.
Should just be the belt that you are. But yeah, this ego, it's an ego thing. They don't want to like, if they suck, they don't want to be like, oh, I thought you said you trained before.
It's like lying up on your age. If you lie up on your age, we've talked about this in the past, and then it's like, oh, you look really good for your age. If you lie down on your age, you're like, man, you are a shot out 25-year-old. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, lie up. Like if I said I was like 47, I'm 46. Holy shit, dude. People be like, God damn, that guy looks pretty damn good for 46.
Yeah.
Now I'm just an above average 41-year-old.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's all it is. It's just an ego thing or a fucking, they're just lying down with their fucking experience. That's it for questions, brother.
Oh, also shout out Joe from Jersey. Huh?
Oh,
Joe from Jersey. Shout out for you for the message this week, bro. Good shit, bro. Thank you. We appreciate you. Stay cool in that FedEx truck, my man. You think what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes, my man.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at OsNationBJJ. This is Kenny at Free Party BJJ. Follow us on all our socials at OsNationBJJ everywhere and at BJJ Balance BJJ everywhere. I'll post them on TikTok. Kenny will not. Have a fun week. Check Matt Marietta is going to have a new location on January 5th. So that's exciting. Also, in a couple weeks, the week after Christmas, just to let you guys know, Kenny and I take a vacation. And we won't be here. And we'll be back January 5th. Okay? So, your boys got families coming over, sleeping in rooms they shouldn't sleep in. You know what I mean? So, we won't be around for that 1 week. So, we're not even apologizing for it. But we will be back January 6th. We'll be back next week. We still got a couple weeks left, but the week after Christmas, we're going to just kind of remind you guys, get you guys prepared for it. So have a good week. Stay classy, everybody. Catch you around. Oof.